Nana, you have to unmute.
Yeah. Om. 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 Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyaadilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum tam namami. Shruti smruti purananam alayam karunalayam namami bhagavat padam shankaram lokashankaram shankaram shankaracharyam keshavam badarayanam sutra bhashya krutau vande भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं चैव ततो जयमुदीरयेत् मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। अथ श्रीमद् भगवद गीता अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः कर्मयोगः। स्टार्ट।
Starting first, yeah. 15, yeah.
Yeah. Arjuna uvacha jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava vyamishrene vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadekam vadanischitya yena shreyohamapnuyam. Shri Bhagavan uvacha लोकेऽस्मिन् विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघा ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां न कर्मणामनारम्भा नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते न च सन्न्यस्सनादेवा सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति न हि कश्चित् क्षणमपि जातु तिष्ठत्य कर्मकृत् कार्यते ह्यवशः कर्म सर्वः प्रकृतिचैर्गुणैः कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते यस्विन्द्रियाणि मनसा नियम्यारभतेऽर्जुन कर्मेन्द्रियैः कर्मयोगम् असक्तः स विशिष्यते नियतं कुरु कर्म त्वं कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः शरीरयात्रापि च ते न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर सह यज्ञाः प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यध्वम् एष वोस्त्विष्टकामधुक् देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यथा इष्टान् भोगान् हि भो देवा दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यो यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापा ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात् अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवं तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्.
Savita ji, you can chant from now till 30 sloka.
एवं प्रवृत्तितै चक्रन् नानुवर्तयति हयः अघायु इन्द्रिया रामो मोघं पार्थ स जीवति यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्ममन्येव च सन्तुष्टस्तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थो नाकृतेनेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः तस्मात् सक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्यचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पूरुषः कर्मण्येव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसंग्रहमेवापि समपश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठस्तत्तु तदेवेतरो जनः स यत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते न मे पार्थस्थिति न मे पार्थ स्थिकर्तव्यं त्रिषु लोकेषु किश्चन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यं वर्त एव च कर्मणि यदि ह्यहन्न वर्तेयं चातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोका न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहं शङ्करस्य च कर्ता स्याम् उपहन्यामिमां प्रजाः सक्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांसो यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद् विद्वांस्तथा सक्तश्चिकीर्षुर्लोकसंग्रहम् न बुद्धिभेदै जनयेद् अज्ञानां कर्म संगिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन् प्रकृतिः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणाकर्म विभागयोः गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्त इति मत्वा न सज्जते प्रकृतिर्गुणसम्मूढाः सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान् कृत्स्नविन्न विचालयेत् मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा निराशी निर्ममो भूत्वा युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः यमे मद्मिदं sorry ये मे मद्मिदं नित्यम् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवः श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तो मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः ये त्वे
Hari Om. I will chant from now on.
okay.
एत्वे तदभ्यसूयन्तो नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान चेतसः सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निग्रहः किं करिष्यति इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्नवशमागच्छेत् तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मो भयावहः अर्जुन उवाच अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः श्रीभगवानुवाच काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येनमिह वैरिणम् धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः यथादर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः तथा तेनेदमावृतम् आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेणानलेन च इन्द्रियाणि मनो बुद्धिः अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोहयत्येष ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम् तस्मात् त्वमिन्द्रियाण्यादौ नियम्य भरतर्षभा आत्मानं प्रजहिह्येनं ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम् इन्द्रियाणि पराण्याहुः इन्द्रियेभ्यः परं मनः मनसस्तु परा बुद्धिः यो बुद्धेः परतस्तु सः एवं बुद्धेः परं बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम् ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे कर्मयोगो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः.
Very good. Now, Brahmara, will you please thank Mr. Vijay, who had yesterday managed the videography in your absence very nicely.
Yes, yes, Nana.
Yeah.
Thank
Can you please go to the 30th verse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashihi nirmamo bhutva yujhasva vegatajvaraha. This we have covered already. This is the heart and soul of karma yoga. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya, offering the karma phalas of all the karmas that you do to me, sanyasya, adhyatma chetasa, centered on your quest for knowing yourself, Ajatma Chetasa, Nirashihi, without any craving, Nirmamo Bhutva, Mamakara Varjitaha Bhutva, Yujyasva, Vigatajvaraha. Yujyasva means act on. Yujyasva is said to Arjuna because he is in the battlefield. Vigatajvaraha, without any conflict in the mind. This is a crux of the Karma Yoga. Yeah, 31st place. Next verse. Yeah. Ye me matamidam nityam manutishtanti manavaha shraddhavantaha anasoyantaha muchyante tepi karma bihi. This also we have covered. Here, one thing I forgot to mention. Asuya and Matsarya. That Matsarya, I did not say what it is. Matsarya is the so-called jealousy. It is translated into quite a few southern languages as Asuya, which to my mind is defective. Matsarya is Matsarya. Asuya is finding fault with somebody for no fault of that somebody. Shraddhavantaha anasoyantaha muchyante tepi karma bihi. This beautiful karma yoga process I have given you, and this ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manavaha. Nityam anutishtanti manavaha. Whoever conform to this shraddhavantaha anasuyantaha, without any asuya, muchyante tepi karma bihi. Right. This also we have covered. I just wanted to cover that Matsarya. Etvetadabhyasuyanto nanutishtanti me matam sarvajnana vimodham stan vidhi nashtana chetasaha. Etvetatu abhyasuyantaha na anutishtanti me matam. This what I have promulgated, this kind of a law unto everybody, this karma yoga law, this matam. Matam means my opinion, my vision for the manava shreyas. Ye tvetad abhyasuyanto, ye tvetat abhyasuyantaha means asuyantaha. Always finding fault with somebody. Ye tvetu abhyasuyantaha na anutishtanti me matam. They do not follow my vision and what I have proclaimed. Me matam sarvajnana vimudham sthan. Understand, Arjuna. Understand? Sarvajnana vimudham sthan. That they are deluded in all forms of knowledge, in all areas of knowledge. Sarvajnana vimudham sthan vidhi nashta achetasaha. Achetasaha means they have no rational thinking, no discriminative faculty at all. Vidhi, understand, Arjuna, those people are nashtaha. Nashtaha means lost. They are simply lost to themselves. It's okay if they are lost to the world. They are lost to themselves, which is a pity. They have the potential to rediscover who they are. And in order to help them rediscover who they are, I had prescribed this karma yoga, and whoever thinking that, hey, this Krishna, what does he know? This Ketapa does not know anything. He knows only how to tend the cows, milk the cows, and create trouble to the gopis. What does he know? How can he keep on teaching us? He does not know anything. This evam vidam asuyantaha na anutishtanti me matam. na anutishtanti me matam. Sarvajnana vimodham stan vidhi nashtaha achetasaha. Vidhi, understand. Achetasaha, irrational in thinking. Nashtaha, they are lost themselves. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakrutehe jnanavan api prakrutim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. I will simply read out the Tatparya. I'll go back to the verse later. All living creatures follow their tendencies. Even the wise man acts according to the tendencies of his own nature. Of what use is restraint by force? Of what use is restraint by force? That is, you have your sense organs, you have your mind, you have your buddhi, you have the capability to think rationally. All these things are the faculties that you have got from where?
From
Prakriti, from Prakriti, from you, from Prakriti, your Swabhava, from your Swabhava, acquired over so many janmas, and maybe a little acquired in this janma also, because that is what is called culture. You have cultured yourself, okay, withholding, doing bad things, thinking bad thoughts, etc. That is culture. That is your Prakriti. So, Sadrishyam cheshtate swasyaha prakrutehe jnanavanapi. Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyate. Of what use is restraint by force? That is, you do not know as it is. Even for a jnani, he also does not know what thought he is going to think next moment. Even a jnani does not know what thought he is going to think the next moment. When he has a chosen topic, then he can have a harnessed series of thoughts. That is okay. That is different. Okay. Now, nigraha kim karishyati, restraint by force. How does it help? Sadrishyam cheshtate swasyaha prakrutehe. Swasyaha prakrutehe. Swasyaha, one's own, prakrutehe, sadrusham. Based on that, swasyaha prakrutehe sadrusham. In accordance, sadrusham means in accordance with, swasyaha prakrutehe, one's own prakriti, cheshtate jnanavanapi. Even a jnani also conducts himself based on his own swabhava. Prakritim yanti bhutani. This prakriti is there for everybody. It decides the tendencies of people. Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. This prakritim yanti bhutani includes the animals also. Like even the deer, when it smells the presence of a tiger, it simply takes to heels, keeps running away, and that is its prakriti. And the tiger, when it finds a prey, it simply pounces, kills, and eats. That is its prakriti. While on this, man also has got different thoughts and different actions he does based on prakritehe swasyaha prakritehe sadrisham. Swasyaha, one's own, prakritehe swabhava sadrisham. Based on that, in accordance with that, cheshtate jnanavanapi tvamapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyate. How can any restraint by force help? Swami Dayananda has mentioned one beautiful thing. I believe one Mahatma has given a mantra to a person and told him, when you are chanting this mantra, inward or outward, you should not entertain the thought of a monkey. Right? The thought of a monkey, the picture of a monkey, you should not come. This fellow, yes, I will do that, Swamiji. And he went away. And he sat doing japa. And the moment he uttered the first mantra, several monkeys came into his mind. Several different kinds of monkeys came into his mind. Then he wanted to get rid of them. When he wanted to get rid of them, the mantra did not, mantra japa did not go on. This fight with the monkey's thoughts only, that ensued. And with that, what happened? He has spoiled his japa session. So this restraint, that kind of a thing, does not help. You must win over a bad thought. It is nothing wrong if the mind thinks a bad thought, like the thought of a monkey when doing japa. While on this, Swami Chinmayananda used to jocularly say during his lectures, supposing you are in the college, and in the college, it's a co-education college, a lot of boys and girls and things like that. Then suddenly you had seen a beauteous girl, and you are in your teenage, she is also in her teenage. Now you suddenly felt like whistling, right? This is prakrutehe swasyaha sadrusham cheshtate. In accordance with your swabhava, you are about to whistle. And then immediately you happen to see just beside her, there was a very hefty bodyguard-like person with a big mush and things like that walking beside her. Then the tendency to whistle was stifled in your mouth, and you have as though whistled inward and you went away. Does not this happen to everybody, this kind of a thing? He used to ask, how can restraint by force help? But this restraint by this youngster, the teenager, it's not by force, it's by free will. It is by free will he has won over the rude tendency to whistle, right? It is the vibhuti of the senses and the mind to appreciate beauty. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. But if it is going to be adharmic, quite a bit wrong. That is what we will have to, moment to moment in our life, consider and be careful. Of what use is restrained by force? All living creatures follow their tendencies. Even the wise man acts according to the tendencies of his own nature. This happened actually, even a wise man acts according to the tendencies of his own nature. Vyasa Maharshi, when he was in some meditation or whatever, he happened to see one Apsara. I forgot her name. And the result is what? And Vyasa Maharshi appreciated that beauty. The result is Sukha Maharshi. Right? That kind of a thing happened time and again in the annals of history. Bharadwaja Maharshi, who was a Jnani himself, Bharadwaja Maharshi, happened to see another angelic force, beauteous person, and the result was Dronacharya. these things happen. You have no control. Prakrutehe jnanavanapi. Prakrutehe jnanavanapi. It happens. Now,
I have a point, Nana, here. Can I ask?
what is that?
I have a point here. I just want to understand that there is Prakriti is driving based on our tendency, but still, I mean, there is some control of mind we can do and some we cannot do. So that balance, we don't know what we can do and what we cannot do, right? Because Prakriti is driving. So even when we are trying, sometimes it goes out of hand. So then we should think Prakriti is driving, is it?
No, not like that. After the event is over, you have as though control. When the event is over, when the event is going on, you have no control to stop the event. Like it happened to Vyasa Maharshi and Bharadwaja Muni.
Okay.
You got my point? Afterwards, you became wise. That is different. That's again your swabhava. Prakrutehe swasyaha sadrusham cheshtate jnanavanapi. Like Swami Chinmayananda's example.
Okay.
I was about to whistle, and then I stifled the whistle within my mouth, looking at that bodyguard, and I became very rational, very wise, and use my free will for a better purpose.
Yeah, so it's a very delicate balance, to understand when we have control and when we don't have control.
You will not know that till
Yeah.
you have lost it.
Okay, okay.
That control, you will not know till you have lost it. That is the meaning of this verse. All living creatures follow their tendencies. Even the wise man acts according to the tendencies of his own nature. And while acting according to the tendencies of his own nature, some slip may be there, some fall may be there. Of what use he is restrained by force? Vishwamitra Maharshi is another classical example.
Yeah,
The
Menaka.
number of, pardon?
Menaka, he fell for Menaka.
Yeah, no, Menaka came later. What I'm saying is the number of times he, while doing tapasya, fell is a score. 20 or 30 times he fell down from the tapasya stature for some reason or the other. Later on, he went on doing tapasya again and again and again. Then Rambha came, he lost his control and cursed her. Then Menaka came, he lost his senses and fell for her. The result was Shakuntala, Bharata, and all of us. Right?
Yeah.
These kind of things happen. When the event is on, you have no control.
Yes,
After
yes.
the event, you become wise.
Yes.
That I agree. Now, Bhagavan Krishna's prescription. Hey, how will you take care of this kind of a thing? How do you say, Prakritehe jnanavanapi sadrisham cheshtate prakriti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. How are you saying? Can you take care of this? Bhagavan has a prescription. Indriyasya de ragadvesha vyavastitau tayoho na vashamagachet tau hyasya paripandhinau. Again, Tatparya. Attraction and repulsion are rooted in all sense objects. Man should never allow himself to be swayed by them because they are the two principal enemies standing in the way of his redemption. Now, anyway, this Tatparya, I have my one doubt whether it is right. Okay. Indriyasya de ragadveshau vyavastito tayoho na vasham agachehe tau hisya paripandheno. For you, they are the utter enemies of you. They are your enemies. Right? They come in the way of your progress. Indriyasya, indriyasya, they. The sense organs and the sense objects. They have, the indriyas have got likes and dislikes based on what sense objects they are. Like, everybody would perhaps like a sweet, like jamun. Okay? The indriya called the tongue, rasanendriyam, that will develop a raga for jamun. Whereas for most people, it will develop a dvesha for the bitter god. Yes or no? Indriyasya de raga dvesha vyavastito, like that, in respect of all sense organs and their respective sense objects, the raga dveshas are there. Raga dvesha vyavastito, they are there. Tayoho. These raga dveshas na vasham agachehe tau. Tau, you, Arjuna. Arjuna, you do not come under this spell. Do not come under the spell of the raga dveshas, which will be produced when the sense objects are contacted by the sense organs. And these are natural. Tayoho na vashamagachehe, because tau hi asya paripandhinau, they are your enemies. They are your enemies. You want to neutralize the raga dveshas, and raga dveshas are produced by the sense organs contacting the sense objects. Some sense objects give you raga, some other sense objects will give you dvesha. There is no way you can get rid of these kind of feelings in the mind that is produced through the sense organs. There is no way. But you can always be alert. You can always be alert. And like Bhagavan Krishna says, Tayoho na vasham agachehe. Please don't come under their spell. Don't be a slave to them. Don't be a slave to them. Tayoho navasham agachehe. Because your pursuit for Atma Vidya, Mukshutvam, is one of greatly neutralizing raga dveshas. And raga dveshas are produced here through the sense organs contacting the sense objects. Be careful about them. Now, next verse. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha. Yes, please.
In the earlier verse, it is of what use is restraint by force.
Which one? Your audio is slightly distorted.
This,
Yes, please.
okay, hold on. I have to.
I think now it is okay.
Okay.
Now I think it. Okay. Now, in the previous verse,
which
it
verse?
is written that is 33. Of
Okay.
what use is the restraint by force? Now in this verse, Krishna is telling you have to restrain.
No. What he's saying is, use your free will. This is where the free will comes. Indriyasya raga dvesho vyavastito tayoho na vashamagache tau hisya paripandina. Use your free will, Arjuna. Bring in your free will. You have no way to avoid these kind of things happening. Use your free will and see that you do not become a slave to them.
But why that was used? For what use is restraint by force? I didn't get that meaning. Use the.
No. You see, whenever you see a beauteous thing, like a flower, like a wonderful garden, it is the nature of the eyes to report beauty. Not only nature of the eyes, it is the greatness and vibhuti of the eyes to report that kind of a thing. And the report goes to the mind. Mind appreciates that. Right? Now, your action is going to be, this is what you have no control. Nigrahaha kim karishyate. The eyes seeing the flower garden, you have no way to stop that appreciation in the mind through the eyes. You have no way to stop. Right? But afterwards, whatever action is likely to be, you went to as though pluck that flower. Then you had seen some notice board there. Please do not pluck the garden flowers. And if you are a rational being, you will respect that notice board and do not touch that flower. You will again appreciate and go away.
No, if there is no use of the restraint by force, why I should use the force not to pluck it?
There is no force that is being used. This is the effect of the sense organs contacting the sense objects. That raga, dvesha have happened.
Happening. Oh, that is prakriti svabhava. We cannot stop it.
Stop that.
Oh, that is only the meaning of that.
Yeah, that you cannot stop. That is because of your prakriti. There are some people who really love eating the bitter gourd.
Yeah.
I, for one, I have a dvesha for the bitter gourd because our swabhavas are different.
Okay.
I see the bitter gourd, I don't like. The dvesha develops automatically. And somebody else would love that bitter gourd, and that also is automatic. And this process cannot be stopped. But what Bhagavan is saying this, tayoho na vasham agachet. Don't you come under their spell. Don't you come under their spell. Like that earlier example I had given. Swami Chinmayananda's example. In the school or college, you were about to whistle. Is it not?
Yes.
So you have not come under the spell. That spell, spell of raga, dvesha, you have not come under. That goes to show that you have used your free will effectively.
So in order to use free will, there is an element of viveka that needs to be exercised,
Correct.
right? Correct.
Very
that is free will. So the sense organs are in contact with the sense objects, but in the process, in processing the the sensory perception and in your response in this cycle, there is an element of viveka that comes in, which is the free will.
Yeah.
The free will is governed by viveka, and based on how much of viveka you're using, your action or non-action will depend on that.
Very good. Very nice. Okay, thank you. So, indriyasya indriyasya de ragadvesho vyavastitau tayoho vasham na agachet tau hyasya paripandeno, because they are your enemies. And you, Arjuna, will have to fight your enemies. Right? Now, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmatsu Anushtitat Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavahaha. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha. One's own duty, swadharma, through though devoid of merit, is preferable to the duty of another well performed. Even death in the performance of one's own duty brings blessedness. Another's is fraught with fear. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha. Shreyan, this is to be honored. This swadharma, though vigunaha, it is to be respected. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmatsu anushtitat. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. Here again, Swami Dayananda gave a beautiful example. There is a machine running. Machine with a piston, it was moving top, 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 top like that. And near the piston, there was a big bolt. The piston looked at the bolt and cajoled the bolt. Hey, why are you being very idle? Why are you idle? See, I'm doing a lot of work and I'm enjoying my work. You also start working, you would enjoy your work. The bolt did not heed what the piston said, but the piston went on cajoling time and again. Then the bolt started wondering, why not I also start doing some work, and started loosening itself. And when it was completely loose, not only did the piston fell down, together with that, the entire machine came tumbling down. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha. Swadharma of the bolt is to be in its place stationary. Even though vigunaha, even though the bolt is looking like a lethargic fellow, like a tamasic fellow, but that is the chosen action for that bolt. Paradharmatsu anushtitat. This piston's dharma, it's su anushtitat, very nicely being done. Paradharma, swadharme nidhanam shreyaha. If the bolt has remained in its place, okay, even death would have been preferred. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. The others' dharma, others' duty, others, if you want to borrow others' style of functioning, it is fraught with a lot of fear. Lot of fear. Supposing you are sitting in the car and the driver is going very nicely and he is doing on Indian roads or something like 100 kilometers an hour, then supposing you don't know driving, you felt, hey, this fellow is driving so very nicely, why not I try my hand on driving? And when the driver stopped the vehicle for something else next time, you have gone into the driver's seat and you don't know any driving. Paradharmo bhayavaha. And now you were deluded into thinking that paradharmatsu anushtitat. That is very nicely being done by this driver. Why can't I also do? When you do that, what happens? Accident happens and you may not be there. When you, a novice for driving, when you get hold of the vehicle and keep going, what happens? Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. There is another connotation to this. Swadharma is what? What is your dharma? What is your dharma? Who are you? Are you the body? Are you the senses? Are you the mind? Are you the buddhi? Are you the ahankara? Are you the chittam? If you are none of these, neti neti iti vadinaha, who are you? That becomes Swadharma, Atma, Ahamatma, Ahamatma. Bhagavan says in the 10th chapter, Ahamatma Gudakesha, Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha, Aham Aditya Madhyam cha, Bhutanam Antayeva cha. We'll come to that later. Ahamatma. This each one of us can proclaim. Ahamatma, I am Atma. But in the pursuit of finding out who we really are, it requires a lot of effort. Vigunaha. It has got a lot of troublesome effort. That becomes Vigunaha. But that is Shreyan. Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha. Paradharmatsu Anushtitat. All other activities become Paradharma. All other activities become Paradharma because they are kind of easily accomplished. Su anushtitat, very easily accomplished. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha. If you are a very committed mumukshu, swadharme nidhanam shreyaha. Nidhanam is death. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha. Paradharmo bhayavaha. Doing all other non-atma activities, it is fraught with a lot of fear because it does not help you. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha. In the process, even if you meet with death, that is to be preferred because that is not going to go waste. It is not going to go waste, like when Bhagavan Krishna in the 6th chapter will very cleanly explain to us. Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate hyavashopi saha jignasurapi. Like that, beautifully. Jignasurapi yogascha shabda brahmati vartate. He will explain. So, Swadharma can be, in the ultimate analysis, it is your search for who you are. And all other activities become Paradharma. Right? Now.
Nanaji,
Uh-huh.
I have a question here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in our quest to finding ourselves, and we have this Swadharma to do, which is based on our position, role, and time. That's how I understand till now.
Why position, role, and
time? According to time, isn't that what we studied in? I think Tattva Bodha or Atma Bodha. That is, it depends on the time, the position, and the role we are placed in our life in this lifetime.
no,
And there is a lot of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's very fearful as well to, some things have to be done as according to your position and role.
What
But
do
a
you
lot
mean
of
by
challenges.
wait a minute. What do you mean by position?
Not buddhyam, position and role. The role you're playing in today's life and the position where you're placed in.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand your question fully. Hey, Brahmara.
Okay, our Swadharma is to reach the ultimate, or
Correct.
to seek the ultimate.
Correct.
So in that path, as we are progressing or as we are moving, we come across a lot of challenges. Some we are able to handle well, some we are not able to handle well because either out of ignorance or lack of skill, knowledge, fear, etc.
That is when Nidhanam happens.
What is Nidhanam?
That is when Nidhanam happens. You may meet with death in the process.
Okay. Okay, fine.
That is Shreya.
Understand.
That is to be preferred.
Okay.
Because you have a commitment for moksha.
Hmm.
And your effort in that correct direction is going to be helpful to you.
Hmm.
Time
And in
wise,
this correct direction, this is where I'm a bit confused, or I'm not confused. I'm getting some clarity that it depends on the role we are playing. Like today, you're playing the role of the teacher, and we are the students. So like that, we have different roles in life: parent, sibling, boss, subordinate, etc. Different roles.
wait a minute. What role you want to play here? You want to play the role of a mumukshu.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing else. All other roles are subordinated to your desire to play the role of a mumukshu effectively.
Okay.
All other things will go to the background. You do not really worry about those roles. This is the only role that you have chosen.
Hmm.
When it is like that only, it will be successful.
Hmm.
But time-wise, in the process, if one meets with death, even that is to be preferred. Like Bhagavan Krishna said, that Purvabhyasa is not going to be wasted. He or she will, avashaha prakruter vashat, jignasurapi yogasya, shabda brahmati vartate, because of the Purvabhyasa. That is a promise by Bhagavan Krishna. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about meeting with death. It is going to be helpful to you because in the process of your desire to be a moksha purusha, you have met with death. It doesn't matter. You have cultured your mind in such a way that it is just about to blossom into becoming a jnani, and that will help in the next janma.
Can I give an example? And need some clarity there. Now, for instance, mumukshu is, yes, swadharma is to be on the path of Shreyas and be a mumukshu on the path of Atma. Now, I'm giving an example of a housewife, a mother, who of course is a mumukshu herself. She has a class like this, Bhagavad Gita class or something to attend. She's committed to this. She's committed, but at the same time, just at the time of the class, supposing her child is sick or, requires her attention. So there, isn't she in a conflict then? What is her swadharma? From what I understand, her swadharma is of a mother there because nobody else can do her job. She would need to take care of her child.
You must immediately and urgently take care of the child.
Correct. No. So then what but her Shreya, her swadharma, ultimate swadharma is mumuksh, being a mumukshu. So
but to take care of the child, not forgetting your ultimate swadharma. Right? Take care of the child. And while taking care of the child, think of the child as Paramatma, that you are serving Paramatma for your own benefit. So it is an attitudinal tilt that you need to give from moment to moment in your life for progress.
Yes, got it, Nana.
Okay? Yes, thank you. So the conflict comes at that time, actually. Yeah. In the mind, conflict comes. So we need to, thank you.
Yeah. Somebody is calling.
నేను
చెప్పమ్మా
మాయ గారు దిస్ ఇస్ నేను అనేది ఏంటంటే ఓకే ఇప్పుడు మీరు అన్నారు లైక్ దిస్ మదర్ చైల్డ్ అనేది బ్రహ్మరాజ్ క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ ఆవిడ కూడా అడిగారు షీ ఆస్ దిస్ స్వధర్మ Swadharma, is our Swadharma being mumukshu, or is our Swadharma being what we are? Like, for example, I am a office goer. I have my own office, and I have my family at home, and I have my other social responsibilities. Like, doing each one of them with proper commitment, and and at the same time realizing that I am still on the path for something higher, but because of my role currently as a husband, as an office goer, as a social being, I
Okay,
have A, B,
understand.
C, D, E to do,
Prem, I
must
understand
do.
your question.
Mm.
Can I answer? Now,
Sure, sure.
in the empirical world, you are a person. And in the empirical world, your swadharma is being a good husband, being a good father, being a good employer, being a good employee, being a good driver when you're driving the car. All these are the swadharma in the empirical format. But when you come to the Ajatmika format, it takes a different edge. That is what I said. Your swadharma is Atma Parishodhana. These two are entirely different, but not forgetting the Ajatmika Swadharma, you keep on acting in the world, in the empirical world, with your Swadharmas. These Swadharmas keep on differing depending on the roles you are playing in the execution of your Swadharma activities.
So basically, the link is karma yoga between
Correct.
the physical world and the swadharma.
Okay.
The true
Now.
swadharma. It is, yeah.
now, yeah. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmatsu anushtitat. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. Did I answer your question, Prem?
Partly. So it is also equally important. Just because I want to be a mumukshu. No, just because I want to be a mumukshu, I want to attain moksha.
Please listen. We will take your
Yeah.
question first thing in the evening tomorrow.
Okay.
We're already on to 8:03. Okay?
All right.
We will do that. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om, everybody.
Om. Dhanyavad. Hari
Brahmara.
Om.